T-Rex, is that the sun on your fur? We haven't seen the sun in a couple of days around here. Not really complaining. I mean, I am sunburned. Look at him. He's so full of energy. What, are you going to just lay down right there? Yeah, who doesn't love to just get up and take a nap on a Sunday morning? There's no napping in weather. Weather is going off today. An incredible summer storm is crossing north of Lake Superior this morning. The barometer says about 997 on that one, and it's getting stronger. Deepening low pressure, and it is going to howl down here. We didn't have very much wind. It was light from the south, and now it's going to pick up dramatically during the day today. How about yesterday? There was a tornado warning near Glastonbury, Connecticut, and Nor'easter Nate says it's the first tornado warning I've seen in a decade. I don't know what you said, but you went outdoors, didn't you? And you got this hail. Oh my goodness. Tremendous 1 to 1.5 inch diameter hail in Glastonbury, Connecticut yesterday. Was that about the third day in a row of severe weather in the Northeast with more flash flooding? Parts of Connecticut have had close to a half a foot of rain in the last 3 days. And here we go again today, but it's more northern New England today. There was a warm front that went by this morning with some showers just exiting. Peter Lavasco in Cape Ann says, and this is just the beginning as that warm front went by. It's the same front, the backdoor cold front from a few days ago that went down and cooled us off. Yesterday, Boston was only 69 degrees. And while it was close to 100 degrees, Frederick, Maryland, I believe, did hit 100 degrees with record high temperatures just south of New York City. And that's the battle zone. The backdoor cold front that cooled us off has now moved back to the north as a warm front, side door warm front, and we're warming up rapidly. And the sun is breaking through now in southern New England, where there were more storms last night, even as the sun went down. Chris Lewis in Monroe, Connecticut, says it was fairly isolated, but a small storm brought this tree down right in the driveway. Chris, last time I saw you, we were skiing together. Now look at this. We're covering severe weather today. And on top of Mount Washington, the wind just started picking up again. It's now sustained at 55 miles an hour. I'm talking about 9:30 in the morning. And it just gusted to 75 miles an hour. So that's incredible shear between the lighter wind that's down around Lake Winnipesaukee. There's very little wind. And then all you got to do is go up 1 mile in the sky, and the wind is now sustained at 50 to 60 knots. And that is incredible shear wind from the southwest down near the ground, from the west up about 1 mile in the sky. And that's going to torque the atmosphere. Veering wind with height means air particles start to rise, and then they get caught in the updraft and they start spinning, rotating, broad circulations from just about every thunderstorm today. And the severe storm center has us in the highest probability of tornado that I've seen. I don't know. I can't remember last time. Some of you younger people, Tucker and Tyler, doing some research on that, says we haven't had a 10% probability over New England in years. And it's all the way up to the Canadian border, practically down to Boston. What that 10% means, there's a 10% chance of an EF2 to an EF5 tornado within 25 miles of any given point. So you want to just go right to the timing. This low pressure system that's going to track right across Montreal, pushing warmer and more humid air in. And the early rains move out of Maine, and now we're getting into sunny breaks. And here comes the squall line developing in upstate New York. I'm going to try and slow it way down. 2 o'clock, squall line comes across Lake Champlain. 3 o'clock into the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. 4 o'clock, crossing the Connecticut River into New Hampshire, south of the Northeast Kingdom. 5 o'clock, Lake Winnipesaukee. 6 o'clock, Concord, New Hampshire. 7 o'clock to the coast, Portland, Maine. And then 8 o'clock offshore. This is one guidance product. There are plenty of other guidance products. The timing is near impossible, but it is just a serious structured squall line. There's going to be hail and wind damage and violent lightning and tornadoes and flash flooding. I guess because it's a more progressive system and it's not training, the flash flooding threat a little less than what we've seen in Connecticut over the last couple days. And that low pressure system deepens to about 995 or so. That's about 29.35 inches on the barometer. That's pretty close to the same central pressure that Alberto had when it went into Mexico a few days ago with 55-mile-an-hour winds. This is not just a warm storm, though. This has to do with anomalous cold. And there's a very cold air mass at 500 millibars. Let me just show you that quickly, coming in here and deepening right over us tonight and into tomorrow. All right, so I'll get back to that squall line moving offshore at dark tonight, but wait, there's more. Look at this. Another low pressure system is forming on this sort of stalled front in northern New England tomorrow, with more scattered showers and thunderstorms possible just about anywhere tonight and tomorrow. And the low tomorrow is also around 997 millibars. My goodness, that's such low pressure for summertime, really. We have our standard issue 1020 high, 1020 millibar high over Bermuda, and all that means a lot of wind here on Nantucket. The GFS guidance is forecasting a wind gust past 60 miles per hour here on Nantucket this evening. That's an extreme. Usually you don't get those kind of gusts because the water is chilly and the air is warmer, and it creates this friction layer where the cooler air gives us a little boundary where the real strongest wind stays up several hundred feet. We don't even have a hill several hundred feet tall down here, but there is a high surf advisory just issued by the National Weather Service this morning for the winds gusting past 30 knots near our south coasts, and waves at the south coast tomorrow, well, waves today of 4 to 8 feet, and the National Weather Service says waves tomorrow at the south coast here of 8 to 12 feet. Anyone going surfing? Lifeguards are not going to be wanting people to go in the water, but there's always a place where you can find some extreme surfers and kiteboarders riding out this kind of weather. Expert athletes only reporting to the ocean late today and tomorrow. I'm an expert viewer, so I'll go and watch the action. The clouds have just broken, so this is a warmer air mass, so the fog is going to give way to sunshine here. You can still see there's kind of a southeasterly component, and that's going to switch around and come in from the southwest. So a real action-packed day today. Frightening weather. I don't like any kind of weather that actually can cause damage and hurt people, and there may be people hurt today. You got to really take the tornado warning seriously. Matt Noyes, I'm sure, is going to be live all afternoon on his 1 Degree Outside website and weather app. Matt, just tremendous energy, stamina, and knowledge. And that's just today. Tomorrow we get these scattered showers and thunderstorms. We may end up with something even down here on Nantucket, and then we do briefly get into some cooler and much less humid air. High pressure comes in tomorrow night, and Tuesday looks delightful, and maybe our wind will let up a little bit, but that high is going to go south of us again on Tuesday night and Wednesday, and all of a sudden the warm winds are going to come back here, and it's going to end up turning very windy, and the humidity is going to come back up the second half of the week with a couple of more fronts. I really actually didn't investigate too much what's going to happen here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it looks like the heat doesn't want to go away. The anomalous cold is going to lift out, and anomalous ridging is coming back to the east and the northeast with more hot and humid weather the end of the week coming up, and then it looks like another serious cold front with more showers and storms again next weekend. So although we've had tremendous heat in the northeast in the last week, it's come with a lot of rain, so we're not parched. In fact, too much rain. Really active, the battle between summertime heat and anomalous cold in parts of Canada. We saw snow this week from Montana to Pikes Peak, Colorado, and I saw this image on the snow people from Italy. The summer snow in Italy has been piling up in the last 24 hours too, so it's always snowing somewhere, it's always blowing somewhere, it's always sunny somewhere. The weather is fascinating. The sky is turning blue before our very eyes, so more sunburn weather here. Don't know why you opened that window, Lisa. The air conditioning's cranking, so sorry if I'm waking you up there. I thought I could get away with it this morning. Okay, yesterday was a pretty lazy day. I went for a walk and talked to some ducks, and then we went out to eat at our favorite restaurant on Nantucket. It's been a tradition for us for a couple of decades, and I highly recommend it. Old Ship's Inn, and the gardens around here are just gorgeous. Take a walk and look at the gardens today. More shopping. Sunday. Watching the weather. I am not going to go live on YouTube today, but I might get involved with Matt's chat. I might try and get involved in that chat. So if you sign up and follow him on YouTube, you can get involved in the chats on 1 Degree Outside. Talk to you later. Oh, you want to see, where did Rex go? Take off to? Rex took off too, right there. T-Rex. Should we get to a Red Sox collar now? Long night. All right, and more from yesterday. Waves of air, waves of flora. What is this? It's so pretty. I'm gonna get some of this for some of our gardens. Oh yeah. If they'll share their secret here at Jobson Sailing Center. Walked by it a million times, but the first time walking in, look at the size of those lobsters. We get quite the variety here. Fresh as fresh can get. 1 pound, 1.5, and then 3 to 4 pound lobsters. Okay, I've been here for a week, and the only forecast we've heard is Russ Merlin.
Showers likely Sunday night, middle to upper 60s, and partly sunny with just a slight chance of a shower Monday, middle to upper 70s.
Do you just work every day, all the time? By the way, Southwest 10 to 20. I got to talk to you about that.
Around 2 feet.
There's a rabbit in there somewhere. There he is. Oh, where'd he go? And then a willow and a bunch of restful ducks. Hello, restful ducks. I know. Siestas are great, aren't they? Until someone comes along walking through the siesta. I'm not gonna feed them. Sign says don't feed them. Everyone knows that. They're the baby geese from the other day. What's that thing right there? Not an ugly duckling. It's just a different duckling. Kind of black with a white bill. Martin, you on this? Where are you, Martin, anyway? You gonna try and find me? You gonna try and find each other? The different one was just making a different noise. Do it again. That's not it. That's not it. Nope, that's not it. Everyone knows quack quack, but this one, all right. 7 p.m. It's misting on Nantucket. So not quite a beach day today. Tomorrow the sun comes out. I guess that's today now and more. But the wind is gonna gust to 45 miles an hour. We're not gonna have a tornado. It's gonna be very windy. All right, lazy day, chasing daylight. I think that means traveling towards the west. And that's what we're doing. Rose is a rose is a rose. Oh boy. Hydrangea is loving this little bit of drizzle. Can't get too much of this. Can you? Did anyone win the Stanley Cup? Hey, that's where we live in South Dennis on Mayfair. So we've been coming here for our anniversary dinner for the most part of the last 18 years. Highly recommend it.